Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to my channel. Summer is officially here. There is nothing that screams summer as much as reading a good book, enjoying the sun. Today's video is going to be my book recommendation for the summer as well as what is on my TBR. The way I was thinking about this is these books, you need to be able to read them in 1 or 2 sittings. You won't have books that you cannot put down. These are definitely like my 4 or 5 stars read, and that's why I would recommend them to you. Starting with Abby Jimenez trilogy of Part of Your World. These books are romance. Part of Your World, it's the story of an ER doctor whose family is really renowned in the world of medicine. We go through like an impossible romance, and without giving any spoiler, she's forced to decide between pursuing this love or romance that she has with Daniel, or please her family like she always did and stay at the hospital where she works. This book was amazing. This was the first book that I've read from Abby Jimenez. I loved it so much that I decided to read yours truly while I was on my Punta Cana vacation. If you're interested in seeing this, I have an entire vlog dedicated to this. Yours truly was even better because I loved Brianna and Jacob. This book talked about anxiety and it was really relatable for me because I am someone who has a lot of anxiety. I was laughing so much while reading this book. If you're interested in reading something cute, romance, that isn't really spicy, feel-good romance, these books, like, you cannot go wrong, and I would highly suggest that you pick this book. Another great romance book would be When in Rome. I literally just finished this book yesterday. It is a romance novel that features a celebrity who falls in love with a man who lives in this very small town. I loved reading this. It wasn't a 5-star for me, but it was definitely a book that I picked up whenever I had the time, and I really enjoyed it. This is a closed door romance, so it's really fluffy, it's really easy to read, keeping it in the romance, but this time we're gonna move just a tad into something more special, more magical. It's The Sevene Slip by Ashley Poston. This book is about a girl who inherits the apartment of her aunt. This apartment is really special because it implies some time traveling. All of the story is based about the right person at the right time, or falling in love with the right person at the right time. But I love the banter between the 2 characters. This was the first book that I've read from Ashley Poston, and I love her writing style. It is so poetic. You cannot go wrong with this one. And she is actually coming out with a new book this summer. I am definitely going to pick that up. I believe it's like coming out literally right now in June. Keeping in the magical world but still in romance, we have Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. These books were 5-star for me. It's a trilogy. This is the kind of trilogy that you are so happy that is already out because you can move right through book 2 and 3 when you are done with book 1. It takes place in this magical world. It's a fast-paced book. I really enjoyed Stephanie Garber's writing style in this book. It was in my best 2023 books. Obviously, it's a young adult romance, so don't get your expectation too high. When you read it for what it is, it was amazing. I really loved it. For the girls who love a little spicy, I'm not the type of girl who enjoys spicy book for the sake of it being spicy, if that makes sense. I want it to be included because it adds something to the story and not just because I want to read spicy book. I really hope it makes sense. My next recommendation would be Flock by Kate Stewart. This is a romance book, but it has spice. You will be warned. I picked up this book, didn't know what it was. It's the story of Cecilia, who moves to a small town and meet this guy, and she falls into passionate relationship with him, and then there's another guy, and I don't want to give any spoiler. If you like spice that adds something to the story, whenever someone comes to me and asks me what my best spicy novel is, definitely this is something that I recommend. Okay, moving on to something a little bit different. We have the books by Blake Crouch. I discovered this writer with the book Dark Matter. This book has made it into an Apple TV series. It's so freaking good. It is science fiction. It is thriller. It is fast-paced. It is the story of this guy who gets abducted and then is thrown into a box that makes him travel into other reality where many scenarios happen, whether it shows different path in life and he wants to get back to his original timeline. I would highly suggest, if you haven't read anything from Blake Crouch, if you are contemplating watching this TV show, I would highly suggest that you read the book first, because the book is always better. The story is amazing. I would really suggest that you read this book. In spring, I also read Wayward Pine trilogy. This is another book that makes you question a lot of things in your life. This is a mystery, a thriller, and science fiction. It's about a guy who works for the Secret Service, I think. He goes on a mission to find two of his colleagues that have disappeared when they went into this small town called Wayward Pine, and they never came back. So he goes and investigates there. He gets into an accident, he wakes up, and he has kind of amnesia. He realizes that he cannot get out of this city. So that's the premises. Definitely something that you can read in 1 or 2 days. The last, but definitely not the least, The Housemate by Frida McFadden. This book had me feeling like I never really felt while I was reading a book. I was on the edge of my seat, and Frida McFadden is one of the writers that I love so much, because I know that whenever I pick up her book, I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna be wanting to pick it up whenever I have time. It is written in a way that you read it way too fast. The Housemate is about a woman who gets hired to be just that, a housemaid, and there is this weird dynamic between the husband and the wife that hires her. Like, I don't want to give a spoiler, but this is a thriller. This is fast-paced. You're gonna read it and feel weird when you're reading it. Like, it brings so many weird emotions in a good way. If you want something fast-paced, I think that from all of the books that I've mentioned, this is the one. If you're in a book slump, read this. If you want something fast-paced, read this. If you want something that you won't be able to put down, read this. And now for my own TBR, we are going to do this fire quick, because one, I haven't read these books, so I cannot tell you if they're that good or not, but I feel like the 8 that I have here are like, you also have to add them to your TBR. First, I never read anything from Ellen Hilderbrand, and from what I understand, all of her books takes place in Nantucket. I was thinking about reading Winter in Paradise. It's the story of this woman whose husband dies in an airplane accident. She discovers that he had this entire other life that she didn't know about. It really screamed summer to me, but it also felt like something that was going to be fast-paced. So this is the first book on my TBR when I'm done with A Court of Wings and Ruins. I'm struggling, you guys, to finish this book. I don't know why. I really love first 2 books in the Actor series, but I find it hard. The next book is by Christina Lauren. They write amazing summer book, and they just came out with The Paradise Problem. I am so excited to read this. I don't even know what this book is really about, but I just know that they literally just released it, and that I always end up reading a book from them during summertime. I love thriller, mystery. I have been told that Michael Connelly makes amazing thriller. I was definitely intrigued, and this book, The Poet, it's about murders that happens whenever they discover the body. There is this cryptic clues that are left that are based on poems. It really intrigued me, and this is a book that I have purchased and I'm going to read this summer. Another mystery, it's Look Closer by David Ellis. So the synopsis that I have for this: when a young woman's body is found in a park, a forensic expert and a rookie detective team up to catch the killer and uncover dark secrets along the way. Keeping it up in the romance genre, I have Wild Love by Elsie Silver. This I've been seeing everywhere on Book Talk, on BookTube, on Instagram. It's a romance book. I think that there is a little bit of spice in there. It's about a girl who inherits a ranch from her father, and she definitely meets a guy. I don't really read anything like cowboy or ranch style of book, so that will be something new for me, and I'm really excited to try this book. I know that Ailey Hazelwood is a renowned writer for a romance book. I know that she also came out with a new genre with her book The Bride this year. I wanted to dip my toe into her writing, see if I like it as much as everybody else does. I'm gonna try a romance, I'm gonna try a fantasy, maybe 1 or 2 books. I know I said 8 books. I'm definitely gonna read more than 8. At the beginning of this video, I was talking about Abby Jimenez books. I haven't read the last book that came out this year, Just for Summer. What I've heard is that it ties all of the other books together. I'm really excited to read this one next. Pretty sure it's going to be amazing because I loved her first book so much. The cover of this book looks amazing on my Kobo Libra color. Also, if you're interested, I read all of my books on this device. I was the girl who couldn't stand reading on an iPhone or an iPad, and I didn't see the point in having e-reader, but this device is amazing. If you are interested, I have an entire video dedicated to this and a review on it. Final book, I need to finish A Court of Wings and Ruins, so please give me all of the encouragement to finish it. That is it, you guys. This is my recommendation and TBR for this summer of 2024. If you have any other recommendation for me, please leave it in the comment down below. I would love to know if I'm missing anything, if I need to read something. I always enjoy your recommendation. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up because it really supports myself and my channel. And also, if you're new, welcome. I'm so excited that you're here. I would love for you guys to subscribe so we can be friends. I hope you have an amazing day. I love you, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.